our second week of Pro Wrestling Experience. I'm Alex Velasquez and I'm here with Josh. I just wanted to come out and say that Pro Wrestling Experience will no longer be a part of True Amateur Productions, as me and Crystal Rivera came to an agreement that we will do our own wrestling show. So we have our own Facebook page. Whatever you guys do, like us on Facebook at Pro Wrestling Experience. Subscribe to us on YouTube. It doesn't say Pro Wrestling Experience, but it does say my name. So just look me up at Alex Velasquez and subscribe to us. And also, Josh is handling the Twitter responsibilities. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, we will follow you back at PWE Show. I'm sorry, I already said that. At PWE_show. So I'm going to give it to Josh. Josh is going to do the most of this episode because this is a Monday Night Raw recap. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Take it away, Josh.
What's up, wrestling fans? How you doing? Let's give me a little quick thoughts on last night's Raw. Solid show, really big improvement from last week. I thought the show was really well booked with the matches that were booked on the show. But each interaction with the main three events of CM Punk and The Undertaker, Triple H and Brock Lesnar, and John Cena and The Rock were handled well yesterday. I was shocked to see Triple H on Raw. I thought we were just going to get a video package like they did with The Rock and Cena since The Rock wasn't at Raw last week. But it was cool to see Triple H out on Raw. I will cover what happened last night with The Rock and John Cena's epic Q&A panel segment on Raw last night. Alright, let's start off with the beginning. Raw starts off in the city of brotherly love with a familiar face to the Philadelphia scene from ROH, CM Punk. CM Punk comes out with Paul Heyman. They cut a promo saying that he has the urn with him. He's juggling it around again. He's basically repeating the stuff he said from last week. And then he says, if you guys are wondering why I keep juggling around this urn, it's because I don't care about the urn. I don't care about the streak. You guys care about it. You guys took away what was most important for me was the main event of WrestleMania. Now I'm taking away your precious streak. So he said, now he's waiting for The Undertaker. Let the gong come out. The gong hits. Undertaker comes out. This caught me off guard at first because I didn't think The Undertaker was going to attack Punk. Maybe till the next week's Raw. But this is good for their feud. I love the promo that Punk cut last night. He was on his game better than he was last week. So that was a really good segment. Next, we were supposed to have the debut match of Fandango. If you guys didn't catch SmackDown last week, Fandango attacked Chris Jericho during his match against Jack Swagger. So Chris Jericho's music hits. He runs down and attacks Fandango. Jerry the King Lawler announced that Chris Jericho was supposed to fight Dolph Ziggler later that night. Dolph Ziggler music hits, and then we're having the match. Chris Jericho and Ziggler delivered like they always do. Solid match with 2 segments. I watched the other parts of the segment of the match in WWE Active on the WWE app. They have a lot of cool stuff on the app. You really should download it. It's for free. You don't have to pay for anything. iPod Touch, iPad, on Google Play, on your Android phones. Any chance you can download the WWE app. You're streamed to backstage while you're on commercial breaks. So it's pretty cool. The match ended with Chris Jericho making Dolph Ziggler tap out to the walls of Jericho. It's surprising to see Chris Jericho finally get a win on Raw. And Fandango comes back out. He attacks Chris Jericho, knocks him out, and he says, "You will learn how to pronounce my name."
Oh yeah, for people that want to look up the app, this is the app right here. You know, it uploads, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if it takes a minute. I know it's taking a minute, but yeah, when it pops up, it'll say Raw, SmackDown, Breaking News, Active. So like when it goes to commercial and you want to look it up, then you go to the WWE app.
Yeah. WWE app is one of the most top downloaded apps in the world right now. Make sure you get the WWE is going to be announcing a lot of stuff that's going to be on the app while we're on the road to WrestleMania. So make sure that you're tuning in. Next, we have a squash match between Mark Henry and the Usos. Solid match from what the Usos could do. If you don't see Usos often, it's because they're on WWE Main Event on Ion Television on Wednesdays. You usually see them on tag team action there every week. It's cool to see the Usos do their super kicks, and then Jimmy hit the superfly splash on Mark Henry. He kicks out, and then Mark Henry gets pissed off. He throws Jimmy Uso halfway across the ring into the barricade during the match, and then he hits Jay with the Raw Strong Slam for the victory. During the backstage segment, when they went to commercial, Ryback had a segment with Vicky Guerrero saying he wants to one-up Mark Henry since Mark Henry fought 2 guys, he wants to fight 3. So he's like, feed me 3. And then Vicky says, you have your feeding time against 3MB. So let's get that result out of the way. It wasn't that important on the show last night anyway. So Ryback beats 3MB. He just like he did during the summer last year when he debuted. He gives Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater the shell shock for the victory. Ryback wins. It was announced for Friday that Ryback and Mark Henry will have a weightlifting competition. Make sure to tune in on SmackDown on Friday night on Sci-Fi. Okay, let's go next here. Next, we have a return match from Raw a couple weeks ago. Champion versus champion, Antonio Cesaro against Alberto Del Rio. Not much to say about this match, about the match between Del Rio and Cesaro, but the story after this match is really compelling because the match was alright, like 4 minutes. The final result of the match was Antonio Cesaro defeating Alberto Del Rio by count out because during the match, Jack Swagger comes from behind. Ricardo Rodriguez had a boot on after having his ankle broken last week. He's out there to support Del Rio, so Swagger comes from behind, knocks him out again, and then Del Rio comes out of the ring and goes to attack Swagger. He messed him up pretty bad, actually. Swagger swarmed off the arena. Really cool segment. I don't know how much it benefits Antonio Cesaro for the match or whatever, but since he won by countout, but anything to give any notice to the United States champion these days are good. Alright. Next, we have a return match we've seen every other 2 or 3 weeks between Team Hell No against the Primetime Players. I don't know, I always get this queasy feeling every time I watch this match because that was the match Jerry Lawler had his heart attack on, if you don't recall that match. But same stuff here. Team Hell No defeat the Primetime Players, and Daniel Bryan, no, my bad, Dolph Ziggler, Big E Langston, and AJ Lee are standing on the stage while looking on during the match. So I'm really intrigued to see what happens in that tag team match. Just so should you. Okay. Next, we have a promo with Triple H. Like I said earlier, my quick thoughts. Triple H comes out. He says basically the same thing he's been saying 3 weeks already about how he was happy about seeing the look on his father-in-law's face in the hospital after the hip surgery, and that makes him hungry in the inside. And basically saying, this is not a match, this is not a fight. Basically, this match, I'm going to kick your ass. So, Triple H was straight to the point, deliberate about it, so that's good. One quick thing I wanted to announce here. For the first time since Raw 1000, next week on Raw, we have The Rock, John Cena, CM Punk, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, and Triple H and Chris Jericho in the same building. So Raw's gonna be stacked as it always should be. It's the go home show from Washington D.C. I don't know how wise the decision was to put it in that arena after the fact they had that horrible New Year's Eve show at Washington D.C. and the crowds always at Washington are horrible. Credit to for Washington, besides that one episode when Brock Lesnar and John Cena had the brawl there. The week after the Raw, after WrestleMania. But like for example, like Capital Punishment. That was in Washington D.C. The crowd was horrible. Sometimes crowds, if you don't know, is take away from the show. Even if you're getting good product, even the crowds, if they're being bad about it, it takes away from what the show's actually trying to give to you. Anyway, Wade Barrett comes out while Triple H is walking out, and he's like, "All right, beat it, beat it, beat it, get to the back." So Triple H kicks Wade Barrett in the nuts. I thought that was pretty funny. And the match we get next is a match I thought we were going to see at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. It would be Wade Barrett against The Miz. But we get that on Raw. So who knows what's going to happen with that. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll see Wade Barrett or The Miz on the show. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the fact that a lot of guys that are good wrestlers have been left off the show, that like that creative has nothing for them for WrestleMania. But when you have so many people in the WWE star power that they grew stars this year, like Ryback, like Biggie Langston, I can count so many guys. It's crazy. Daniel Bryan or Team Hello. Look at Daniel Bryan. WrestleMania 27, he fought in the pre-show when he was supposed to be in the first match against Sheamus for the United States Championship. Next year, he loses the first match to Sheamus for the World Heavyweight Championship in 18 seconds. So the fact that Daniel Bryan's having a legit match this time, or even that, if they do a quick roll-up and then Kane fights Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules, I'm fine with that. It's just a curse thing with AJ, and mark my words right here, you'll see Dolph Ziggler cash in the Money in the Big briefcase at WrestleMania this year. Count on it. Okay, back to the Intercontinental Championship match. Good match. I gotta say, I really like this match. Wade Barrett was about to hit the bull hammer. Miz throws him into the middle of the rope, kicks him in the thigh, I think, and then sets Wade Barrett up for the figure four leg lock, and then Wade Barrett taps out. So the Miz picks up the victory in a solid match. Okay, let's go. Just give me a second.
We're live.
Yeah. WWE.com. When you have a 3-hour show, like, you can't remember every single segment off the top of your head. I'm trying my best here.
That's true.
So we get to a backstage segment with Sheamus being interviewed by Matt Striker, talking about if he and Randy Orton have finally been able to trust Big Show with their 6-man tag team match with the Shield. He says yes, and then the Shield attacks him. Randy Orton comes out and hits Seth Rollins in the back with a steel chair. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose attack Randy Orton. And then the Big Show comes out. He throws everybody away, and then everybody's all happy, giddy go. It was announced.
Yeah, so true though. That was true.
Anyway, the Shield. It was announced they were having a match. They beat the Job Squad, the 2013 version of the Job Squad. The Great Khali, Zack Ryder, and Justin Gabriel. The Job Squad. I don't know which role would be Bob Holly, but I'll certainly give Flash Funk's role to Zack Ryder. Anyway, the Shield makes quick work of them. Nothing really exciting here. The Shield win. After the match, they were trapped in the ring by Sheamus, Big Show, and Randy Orton. They brawl like they did every other week on SmackDown and Raw. Nothing different here. But I'm still looking forward to this match. I don't know if it'll be a disqualification match or false count anywhere. There's so many interesting variables that could happen in this match. You have Big Show as a face now. Let's make this clear. The Big Show is a good guy now. We have Sheamus who could turn heel. We got Randy Orton who could turn heel. I know a lot of people have been wanting that to happen for years now. Actually,
there's been rumors for a while that Orton was supposed to turn heel at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so I would love to see Randy Orton turn heel more than I would see John Cena, because I think it would be another case of Austin. Like, everybody was so happy to see Austin as a face or whatever. All the merch, it just wasn't good for business. But it'd be unique situation to see in watching the show. Um, I wish we were able to go to WrestleMania this year. New York MetLife Stadium. It's a lot of money, all the entails with access and all this stuff. I was lucky to go to WrestleMania 22 and 19. That's the only WrestleManias I ever been to. So we're starting this thing here. Me and Alex are raising money to go to WrestleMania 30 next year in New Orleans to document the historic 30-year anniversary of WrestleMania. We're gonna have interviews. We're gonna have our like history moments. We'll talk about going over each WrestleMania in history during that time next year. So make sure to tune in during mid-March of next year as we document our road to WrestleMania 30 at the New Orleans Mercedes-Benz Superdome, April 6, 2014. We get a backstage interview with Chris Jericho and my bad, Fandango. Chris Jericho and Josh Matthews.
Okay. You gotta have your name too.
I know, right? I'm a better commentator than Josh Matthews. No originality at all for him.
No charisma.
Chris Jericho tells damn it. I get all these interviewers messed up. There's Tony Dawson, there's Matt Striker, there's Josh Matthews, there's Scott Stanford.
I forgot about
anyway, Josh Matthews. Chris Jericho tells Josh Matthews that he wants, and he gets a match against Fandango at WrestleMania, so that match is good for him. I know a lot of people don't want to see that, but I'm in the minority. I do want to see that match. Hey, give the kid a shot. Nobody was certain on John Cena when he first came out with his stupid gimmick with all his clothes, jerseys and shit.
If no one can hear me say that, at least Jericho puts, guys over.
At least Jericho puts guys over. Like
he shows up.
He shows up at live events. He wins the shows at the live events. But yeah, I know he doesn't win any shows on the TV shows or pay-per-views. But it's what's best for business. It's about the future. What does Chris Jericho benefit for beating Fandango at WrestleMania? Next, we have Team Road Scholars with the Bella Twins against the Funka Dinosaurs. Sweet Tea. We gotta get that right. Sweet Tea and Brodus Clay. Same thing we've seen on SmackDown. The Bella Twins and the Funkadactyls brawl outside, and basically this gives Team Rhodes Scholars the advantage at best, and Cody Rhodes hits the disaster kick to Brodus Clay and picks up the victory, which I thought this match could have done a little bit more time, but I have nothing to complain about it. It's good to see Cody Rhodes win once in a while instead of getting squashed by a Sheamus or Alberto Del Rio. Next, we have I already mentioned the Ryback already. Yes, we will refer Ryback to the Ryback. The Ryback. I think this is a little bit more funnier. Earlier tonight, we had a backstage segment with Team Hell No, saying that they need to be focused for WrestleMania against Big E and Dolph Ziggler. Caitlin's like, shut up, so because they're doing their yes no thing, right? And Caitlin's like, and she was saying that Daniel Bryan is still concerned about AJ. She calls her a conniving, crazy little witch. AJ attacks her. I don't know what happened to your guys' TV screens, but when that segment happened, when AJ attacked Caitlyn, I think they were censoring something out because there might have been some swear words or whatever. I don't know if it's me or my TV. It was like statically. I couldn't hear anything after the first hit. And Caitlyn took a nasty bump in the water fountain. AJ throws her right in the smack in the middle of it.
I'm sorry, I laughed. I shouldn't have laughed, but it looked so weird.
Hey, you guys might not like the Divas, but she took the bump of the year so far.
Hey, you never know. They probably, if they were to get in the ring together, they might have a good match. We don't know.
AJ and Caitlyn have history from third season NXT.
They should be
being best friends. If this is a WrestleMania match, I wouldn't mind saying it. They have a match later tonight, though.
And this will be the first women's title defense since WrestleMania 23.
AJ fights Caitlyn. She beats her by countout after Caitlyn takes another nasty bump on the barricade as AJ throws her. I don't know if it's an AJ, but I wouldn't want to be married to her. That's one crazy ass. We're keeping professional, right? Pro wrestling experience, not swearing wrestling experience. Okay, we have. Let's get to it. Rock and John Cena. I don't need to introduce this. You know what happens. We know what we're gonna see. The Rock. Rock makes his historic return back to Raw, and they're not showing up for the last 2 weeks because he has something else better to do than talk about G.I. Joe, which, in my opinion, is going to be a good movie, but it's not going to be a top box office draw. I wouldn't be surprised if The Call did better first weekend numbers than G.I. Joe does. So our Hall of Fame panel is conducted by Jerry the King Lawler. The panelists are two inductees of this year's WrestleMania class, Hall of Fame class. It's Dusty Rhodes, Bret Hart. No, my bad. Booker T and Mick Foley are the people in the 2013 Hall of Fame. Bret Hart is from class of 2006 here in Chicago with Eddie Guerrero, and Dusty Rhodes in 2007. So it's cool to see them in the panel. The Rock and John Cena come out. Basically, the segment goes, they ask a question, the Hall of Famer asks the particular superstar a question, and then the superstar responds, and then the other person gets a chance to rebuttal. So we have Mick Foley actually burying John Cena, saying he had regret for having The Rock lose his possibly his last WrestleMania ever at WrestleMania 20, and he said he had great satisfaction knowing that he beat The Rock beat John Cena last year at WrestleMania. So out the bat, not even 5 minutes, John Cena's in the ring, he's already pissed off. We see a different side of Cena tonight. He's like, Booker T's like, the question Booker T asks John Cena is like, why do you think you should beat The Rock this year? Because, and then John Cena says, because I have to. And then The Rock's like, because I have to? You could shove a monkey's ass with the words, because I have to. What's up with that? Like, questioning why is he not giving his all during this segment or whatever, right? So, Rock is burying John Cena basically the whole segment. John Cena pulls some heelish tactics, actually saying, "Oh, The Rock didn't beat me. I beat myself because I did the people's elbow, and then that cost him the match." But The Rock says, "That doesn't matter because I kicked out your AA and your STFU, and you still couldn't get me down or tap out. I beat you with the rock bottom. You still pinned me. So it don't matter if what you just said because I got the victory and you did not." So The Rock just basically owned John Cena the whole segment. You can tell because you see John Cena while The Rock's talking. He puts his hat on. He takes it off. He puts it back on. 2 seconds later, he takes it off. Like, I think John Cena knows this high pressure situation. I know a lot of people are hoping this year, since it's in New York, it's the WWE's home. Quote home. I think Chicago's our home. Not being biased because we're both from here, but WWE promotionally wise, product wise, our crowds produce better than Madison Square Garden. You'll notice at WrestleMania 2. I know it's a stadium. I know like some of the delay sounds get away from the show or whatever.
Yeah, but every WrestleMania in Chicago or any show in Chicago is, you know.
All-State Arena show, I know it only holds like 19,000, but that show blows any show at the Citrus Bowl, Dallas Stadium. All those 70,000 buildings, you barely hear them besides one match, where everybody's. It's not saying the matches are bad, but you can't hear anything in a stadium like that.
It's open air.
Yeah, it's open air. It's going out. It's like hot air coming in the house when it's freezing. You know what I mean? Anyway, so The Rock says he knows that John Cena wants to prove him wrong. Then The Rock says, "How about you come do it now?" John Cena comes to The Rock's face and says, "You can't see me." The Rock pushes him. John Cena tries to give him the attitude adjustment. Rock counters and gives him the Rock bottom, and that's how we end the show. It was cool to see The Rock. He was on his game. I know a lot of people are wondering if he was going to do the same shtick he's been doing the last couple of months. How about an old story from the past about him at this dumpster or whatever, or bum. I think it was in Buffalo or something. Oh, that sounds good. Anyway, yeah. I loved Raw yesterday. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we got the worst WrestleMania ever. This is the worst book WrestleMania ever." Give me a fucking break, man. Seriously, I have to break my professionalism here when it comes to these idiots that make these videos. How do you sell WrestleMania tickets off a build for a WrestleMania? You don't look at the match potential. Oh, let me be Roger Ebert for the last fucking 2 months. Let's see how the storyline builds. Yeah, that's important, but does that mean what's gonna be produced on this show? WWE production team is so good they make bad storylines look like $100, no, like $1 million on pay-per-views before the match even starts. That shuts you up. Just remember the time when people just did bitch and just enjoy what they're watching, even if it's bad or good. I wasn't excited to see WrestleMania 18. Yeah, Rock and Hogan, that's cool, but the rest of the card was kind of ugh for me. Like, or even WrestleMania 27. Yeah, Miz and John Cena, when it should have been John Cena against CM Punk in the main event. That would make more sense because CM Punk was the top heel at the time when he transitioned back to Raw. Excuse me. Yeah, but just shut up, really. Like, there's no need to bitch about every fucking thing. Your opinion does not matter. Just because you say, "Oh, this is the worst build storyline ever," you think the WWE cares what you think?
Making millions.
Like, it's not like they cared what you think during the Attitude Era. That stuff came out of their head. They could come up with your options. It's not like WWE has a suggestion box for you to give ideas and storylines. They don't accept it because they know what they're doing and you don't know what you're doing. Vince McMahon he knows what he's doing. Is he out of touch? Sure. Yeah, he's 67 years old. He's not going to be hip and current into today's society, but without Vince McMahon, none of this is possible. None of it. You can say all you want about Hogan, you can say all you want about Austin, you can say anything you want about the Attitude Era, you can say anything about The Rock, but Vince McMahon is the reason why WWE is still here. Without Vince McMahon, there would be no wrestling today on TV at all. You can say TNA, but TNA is not competition. I'm a TNA fan, but they're not competition. It's going to be more than 15 years till they ever get to the level that WWE is, market-wise and the company-wise. That's enough of my ranting, but Raw was good. If I had to rate it on a scale, I would give this Raw 8 out of 10. Make sure you watch Raw next week. Don't say anything, just watch the show as it is. Don't try to be a movie critic, just watch the show as it is. You get The Rock, you get Brock Lesnar, you get Triple H, you get The Undertaker, all in the same building. Just appreciate that. This is WrestleMania. I'm Josh. This is your Raw recap. Thank you.
Don't stop it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second week of pro wrestling experience. From a lot of reviews, we're not gonna be as like cursing and stuff. We're gonna be a little more professional. So I like to say that we are no longer a part of True Amateur Productions. Remember that me and Josh have created Pro Wrestling Experience. We have our own Facebook page, Pro Wrestling Experience. Look us up. Hold up, Josh. Then we have a Twitter, it's at PWE_show. And then subscribe to us on YouTube under my name, Alex Velasquez. And I also wanted to say that we are not part of the internet wrestling community. You know, we're just giving our opinions because we know it's true. We're giving it from our experience. And Josh has one more thing to say before we send off, so let me just give him the computer and let's see what he has to say.
Okay. I know we had a tagline with the first show saying uncooked, uncensored, unscripted, whatever, but our tagline right now is just giving our wrestling truth, the professional wrestling truth. That's all.
You know, like at first we were uncut. You know, I said we were uncut, uncooked, uncensored, and stuff. See, but now me and Joshua, we are part of the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, so they look up the stuff that we're doing, and you know they want us to be professional. And I just want to also let you guys know, in a couple weeks, me and Joshua are actually gonna have our own radio show at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. We'll give out more information about that, so you're actually gonna get to hear us. Yep. So actually, after like in a couple weeks from now, we just started today, but in a couple weeks we're gonna be doing our own wrestling radio show. It's still gonna be Pro Wrestling Experience, but you can hear us live, like actually live.
Previewing the
preview Extreme Rules, May 19th, everything, you know. But like, we were uncut, uncooked, and censored, but you know, because of like sponsors and stuff, and us trying to get it into the media, we're just the wrestling truth, you know. Yeah, we're gonna curse, you know, we're human beings, we're not perfect, but we're just saying what's on our mind, you know. We're tired of fans complaining, you know, like just be happy with what you got. Like, fans are so spoiled nowadays, that's the problem, you know. That's all we have to say. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube. I'm Alex Velasquez, and I'm here with Josh Lopez, our wrestling encyclopedia right here. I'm also an encyclopedia, but he's the other one. So
number one in Chicago.
Yeah, number one in Chicago. But yeah, if you want, add me as a friend on Facebook as Alex Velasquez. Add him as a friend, Joshy Lopez. Josie, right?
No, Joshy.
Joshie,
Joshie.
Joshie Lopez. I'm sorry, you know.
It's a Puerto Rican thing.
Yeah, it's a Puerto Rican thing. So, like I said, you know, follow us. We're going to do another show after this one.